भी नहीं मिलेगा। जयति तेऽधिकं जन्मना व्रजः श्रयत इन्दिरा शश्वदत्र हि दयितदृश्यतां दीक्षुतावका स्त्वयि धृतास वश त्वां विचिन्वते न खलु गोपिका नन्दनो भवान् अखिल देहिनाम् अन्तरात्मदृक् विखन सार्थितो विश्वगुप्तये सखे उदेयिवान् सात्वतां कुले तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनम् कविभिरीडितम् कल्मषापहम् श्रवणमङ्गलम् श्रीमदाततम् भुवि गृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा जना राधे कृष्ण राधे कृष्ण राधे कृष्ण राधे 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 श्याम राधे श्याम राधे श्याम राधे राधे कस्तूरी तिलकं ललाट पटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे वर्मौक्तिकं करतले वेणुकरे कङ्कणम् सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितं कण्ठे च मुक्तावली गोपास्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपाल चूड़ामणि वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंस चाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. We are into Canto 9, where we are learning about the creation, how Brahmaji creates the universe with his Manasputras in the very first Manvantar, the very first day of Brahmaji in the Shvetvara, in the original Manvantar, and then after so many different days of Brahmaji and the years of Brahmaji, the creation keeps changing. Currently, we are talking about the 51st day, the 51st year of Brahmaji. Brahmaji has already spent 50 years of his life. He lives for 4.32 billion years. If we have to count in terms of our the years that we are familiar with, Brahmaji will live for 4.32 billion years. That means in 1 billion is 10 crores, right? Or 100 crores. So 432 crore years. So out of which half of his life is over and another half will remain. But this is only one day of Brahmaji. Like this, there are 360 days in a year of Brahmaji. And then there are another 50 years to go, another 49 years to go. So we cannot even imagine the life of Brahmaji, which is 3,111 trillion years. Then only the creation completely gets destroyed. That is called Mahapralaya. But on every day of Brahmaji, there will be Anshik Pralaya, partial dissolution in which some of the lokas will be lost. We are on the Bhulok. After that, there is Bhuvarlok, and then Swargalok, then Mahalok, Janalok, Tapalok, Satyalok. And below there is Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, Talat, Patal. And then there are 29 types of hellish planets. So some of these get destroyed during the Anshik Pralaya at the end of Brahmaji's day, but the Tapalok and Brahmalok, they remain intact. And there are some personalities who shift into those places which are intact. So this is a very amazing description. So in this Manvantar, the Manuji is Vaivasvat Manu, his son is Sudyumn, his son is Prisabra, etc. And then we learn the story of Chavan, Sukanya, Nabhag, Ambarish, Durvashaji, Ikshvaku, Trishanku, Harishchandra, Sagar, Bhagirath, Gangavataran, and then Lord Sri Ram, 9th chapter and 10th chapter. And then the other kings of Ikshvaku Vansh. Then if you go on to the next page, we also learned about the description of King Nimi, very fascinating story, how he was cursed to drop his body. And then Chandravansh, starting from Atri Rishi, and then Som, that is moon god, and then Pururva, and then we are proceeding further, and then we will go into the story of Yayati. But before that, we learned about Richik, Jamdagni, Parshuramji, how Parshuramji decimated the Kshatriyas 21 times. And we also learned about the son of Gadi Rishi, Vishwamitraji, his lineage. Then we learned about Chhatravidh, Raji, etc. kings. So we are somewhere 1718. Let us see what the lesson, what the chapter is. And then as we proceed to the end, we will learn about the very famous character Yayati, who was very much attached to the material. And then he got the youth from his son called Puru. Other sons refused to part with his youth, but Puru gave that boon, that benediction to his father. And then we will learn about King Dushyant and Bharat, from whose name the name Bharat comes in our planet. And then the description of Bharat once, the story of King Rantidev, who was known for his charity and sacrifice. And then there is some description of Panchal, Kauravas, and the kings in the Magad region. There is also the description of Anu, Drihu, Turvashu, and Yaduvansh. In Yaduvansh, Sri Krishna will appear. And then there is description of Vidarbha. So this is the complete 24 chapters of 9th canto. We will read the story today, the session slides today. But let us first begin the session with a bhajan. Chalo man Shri Bindavan Dham. चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम. So if some of you, any one of you wants to read the English translation, please go ahead.
Okay, Radhe Radhe Bhaiya, I will read it.
Yes, please.
Chalo man Shri Vrindavan Dham. O my mind, come and live in Shri Vrindavan Dham. It is such a divine abode, where all proficient, all virtuous, and all beauteous Radhe and Krishna playfully spend day and night in the Kunj. If you feel hungry, eat the leftover food of the Rasik saints of Braj and relax. If you feel thirsty, go to Yamuna river and drink the sweet water at her bank. Should I read from the other slide also?
Yes, please.
And if you feel sleepy, go to any beautiful kunj and sleep there. Seeing the divineness of every part and particle of Braj, remain engrossed in the love and the Leelas of Radha Krishna all the time. This is how one should live in Vrindavan. Kripalu Mahaprabhu ji says, the important thing is that you must not forget that you have to love Radha Krishna selflessly.
Thank you so much. चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। जहाँ बिहरत नागरी अरुनागर, जहाँ बिहरत नागरी अरु नागर, कुंजनी आठो याम। चलो ओ मन कुंजनी आठो याम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। भूख लगे तो रसिकन जूठनी, भूख लगे तो रसिकन जूठनी, खाई लहिया विश्राम। चलो मन खाई लहिया विश्राम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। प्यास लगे तो ताड़नी तनु जा, प्यास लगे तो तरणी तनु जा। तट पीवू सलील ललाम। चलो मन ताट पीवू सलील ललाम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। नींद लगे तो जाई सोई रहु, नींद लगे तो जाई सोई रहु। लतन कुंज अभिराम। चलो मन लतन कुंज अभिराम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। चलो मन श्री वृंदावन धाम। ब्रज की रेणु रेणु लखी चिन्मय, ब्रज की रेणु रेणु लखी चिन्मय। तन्मय रहु अविराम। चलो मन तन्मय रहु अविराम। चलो मन, चलो मन, श्री वृंदावन धाम। चलो मन, श्री वृंदावन धाम। पै कृपालु मन जनिय भूलिय। पै कृपालु मन जनिय भूलिय। भाव रहे निष्काम। चलो मन, भाव रहे निष्काम। चलो मन, चलो मन, श्री वृंदावन धाम। चलो मन, श्री वृंदावन धाम। चलो मन, श्री वृंदावन धाम। बोलिए श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। श्रीमद युगल सरकार की
की
जय।
जय।
जय जय श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे।
जय
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 श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे।
जय
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 श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे।
Our koti koti pranam to the lotus feet of Sri Hari and Sri Guru. Our koti koti pranam to Swami Mukundanand ji. My humble pranam to each one of you. And now we shall read from Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, 9th canto. Bhagavad Mahapuran is the highest Vedic scripture. We have learnt that so many amazing facts we are learning about Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Shinvatam Swakatham Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Bhaktya Hriday Anto Astho. It says Vidhu Noti Suhrit Satam. It says that the reading of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is so auspicious and so effective that Sri Krishna gets established in our heart. Who do we want in our heart? Do we want a movie star? No. Do we want a cricketer? No. Do we want someone from the neighborhood? No. They are all very, very much in the news, but they are not the ones for whom we will give our right hand. The right hand is to be given to somebody who is completely dependable, who is completely powerful, who is completely all opulent, who is completely all kind, who is completely all beauty, who is completely all knowledge, who is completely all eternal. And that is Sat Chit Anand Shri Krishna. He is the only shelter that we have. That is why we say, Tvam eva mata cha pita tvam eva. You alone are my father. You alone are my mother. What about the father at home? What about the mother at home? Oh, they are not the real father. Because who are we? We are the soul. And whose father is the soul? The Lord. This father he just happened to be there. The union of the father and mother brought a soul into the picture, but the soul is the son of the Lord. This is the point we have to know. So we have to respect our parents, we have to respect our siblings, we have to respect our spouses, but they are also temporary. They are not our shelter, they are not our benefactor, they are not our liberator. The benefactor, the liberator, and the shelter is only the Lord for every living being. So this point must be driven into our head time and again. Brihad Aranyak Upanishad says, Nava are patyu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya pati priyo bhavati. Nava are jayaya kamaya jaya priyo bhavati. Atmanastu jaya priya bhavati. Nava are sarvasya kamaya sarvasya priya bhavati. It goes on and on and on. It says, there is not a single father who loves his son for his happiness. There is not a single son who loves his father for his happiness. There is not a single wife who loves her husband for his happiness. There is not a single husband who loves his wife for her happiness. All these love, so-called attachments and love is about our own happiness. We say, I love you because our own selfish interest is involved. If that selfish interest is gone, you can see the dwindling of the love. It keeps diminishing. This point must be driven into our head all the time. Bhagavad Gita makes everything so clear and bright and beautiful in all the chapters. We are studying chapter 6 these days, and oh my God, what a revelation. Verse after verse, you get astounded. The wisdom that Sri Krishna fills up in Bhagavad Gita. Starting from the first slok, for example, in the 6th chapter, it says, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah सन्यासी च योगी च निराग्निर्न चाक्रियः 6:1. Who is the real sannyasi? The one who has renounced the fruits of his work, who is not attached to the action that he performs about the fruits. He is only worried, he is only involved in the action. He is very meticulous and diligent about the action, but he leaves the results in the hands of God. That renouncement of the fruits is the real sannyas, not the Agnihotri yogi who does not touch fire or other yogis who have so many set rituals. This is the first point in 6th chapter. Then the 6th chapter, 5th shloka says, Uddaredatmanatmanam na atmanam avashadayet atmanyaiva yatmano bandhuratmaiva ripratmanah. Oh, the soul, please elevate your soul. Please elevate yourself by the power of your mind. Be very cautious in using your mind because your mind is your enemy and your friend both. What a revelation. Then go on to the work-life balance in 6th chapter. Yuktahara viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu yukta sapnava bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. You should be temperate in your recreation. You should be temperate in your food. You should be balanced in your sleep. You should be balanced in your work. Then only you can achieve yoga, that is union with God. There cannot be a more perfect work-life formula regimen than this. Then keep going in the chapter 6, 34 and 35 says, Chanchalam hi mana kritsnam pramati balvadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayo riva sudaskaram. And Sri Krishna responds, Ashanshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihate. Arjun is asking a question, Sri Krishna, you are talking about so much about controlling the mind, but how to control the mind? The mind is so turbulent, the mind is so restless, the mind is so fickle, the mind is so obstinate, the mind is so strong. It is like trying to stop the wind, the storm with the hand. He is telling it is almost impossible. And what does Sri Krishna respond in 35? Ashanshaya mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. I agree with you, Arjun. It is very difficult, but it is not impossible. Everyone has the facility to apply his mind. It is not impossible. But there is formula, abhyas and vairagya. We have to detach from the world and attach our mind to God, and we have to do practice. Vairagya and Abhyas. The 6th chapter continues. Another shlok. Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam maye pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati. Those who see me, Sri Krishna is telling, those who see me in everything and in every person, that person is never lost to me and I am never lost to them. And it goes on and on. The last verse of the chapter says, Yogi nam api sarvesham mat gate antaratmana. it says, those whose minds are attached to me, they are constantly worshipping me and they come to me, you know. So in every shloka of Bhagavad Gita, the same knowledge is repeated, and in every shloka of Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, which is the purest form of knowledge because it does not have any contamination of material science, which is there in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita talks about karma, Bhagavad Gita talks about gyan, Bhagavad Gita talks about sankhya. So there is the kam, moksha, arth, dharma also. But in Bhagavad Mahapuran, it is pure bhakti. That is why Bhagavad Mahapuran is considered the most coveted granth. And we are so fortunate to be reading it. It says that the Bhagavad Mahapuran is so powerful that the regular attendance will completely cleanse the material contamination and desires from our heart, and we get established in the love for Sri Krishna. So, with that background, let me read a couple of slides and then I'll hand over. So, chapter 17, Pururva's grandsons. Shukdev Maharaj continues, Pururva's son Ayu had Nahush, Chhatravrudh, Raji, Valiant Ram, and Anen as his sons. Chhatravrudha's son Shuhotra had Kashya, Kush, and Gruta Samad as his three sons. Gruta Samad's son was Shunak, whose son was the Rigved Muni, sage Shaunak. Kashya's son was Kashi, whose son was Rashtra, whose son was Drighatma, whose son was part manifestation of the Supreme Lord and was named Dhanvantri. Whose son, the name Dhanvantri, the founder of Ayurveda medicine. He is capable of relieving physical ailments and suffering by merely thinking of, by the mere thought of. His son was Ketuman, whose son was Bhimrat, whose son was Divodas, whose son was Diuman, also known as Pratardana, Shatrujit, Vatsa, Ruthadwaja, Kuvalyashwa, whose son was Alark and others. King Alark ruled for 66,000 years, remaining youthful always. His son was Santati, whose son was Sunit, whose son was Suketan, whose son was Dharmketu, whose son was Satyaketu, whose son was Drushtaketu, whose son was King Sukumar, whose son was Vithotra, whose son was Bharga, whose son was King Bharga Bhumi. These kings were in the dynasty of Chhatravrudha's grandson Kashi. So you see Lord Dhanvantri, the father of medicine, the father of Ayurveda, in this picture. He appeared in the Samudra Manthan with the pot of nectar in his hand. So he is the revered medicine god Dhanvantri ji. So another name which we are now very familiar is Shunak. He is the son of say Shaunak, and now we can say Rishi Sunak, who is the prime minister of UK. We can relate that name to this story. Also, I am reading a name called Sunit. I have a colleague from Kerala. His name is Sunit, and now I can see that name is mentioned here. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Mahapuran. Let us move on to the next slide. Ram's son was, this is slide number 3. Is it, we covered 2 or 1?
Yeah, we covered two actually.
Sorry.
We
Correct.
covered two. Yeah.
Ram's son was Rabas, correct. Ram's son was Rabas, whose son was Gambhir, whose son was Akriya, from whose wife a lineage of Brahmins was formed. From Anen came Shuddha, whose son was Shuchi, whose son was Trikakud, whose son was Dharmasarthi, whose son was Shantare, who had the goal of final beatitude and hence was childless. Raji had 500 sons of immense strength. On the Devata's appeal, Raji helped them in war with demons, slaying them and restored the kingdom back to Indradev. Fearing attack from Prahlad and others, Indradev, however, sought continuous protection from Raji and handed his kingdom back to Raji. Later, when Raji was no more, his sons refused to hand back the kingdom despite asking by Indradev, nor parted with Indradev's share of offering in the yagyas. Brihaspati then conducted a special yagya with which the sons of Raji strayed from Dharma, and Indradev slayed all the 500 sons of Raji. So this is the details about this personality called Raji. He was so powerful that he played the role in restoring the Indradev, the kingdom to Indradev, which had been used up by the rival demoniac personalities. And then we also learn that Raji was no more, and his sons were not handing over the kingdom uh, which belonged to Indradev. So Biraspati conducted a special yagya with which the sons of Raji strayed from Dharma. So let us read the next one. So I'll read this third slide, and after that I will hand over to you all. Tat putra ketu manasya jagye bhimarathastataha divo daso dayumanstas mat pratardan iti smritaha mat pratardan iti smritaha. Dhanvantari, a part manifestation of Lord Vasudev, who received a share in the sacrificial offerings and is capable of relieving bodily suffering merely on being thought of. Chhatravruda's grandson Kusha had Prati as his son, whose son was Sanjay, whose son was Jay, whose son was Kruta, whose son was King. Harayavan, whose son was Sahadev, whose son was Heen, whose son was Jayasen, whose son was Sankriti, whose son was Jaya, who was a very brave, valiant Kshatriya. Now, O Parikshit, listen to the lineage of Nahus, whose son was King Yayati. So, with this, we will come to the personality called Yayati. And in the picture, we see Dhanvantri ji again. So, let's move on to the next one. Over to Yatin ji.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya. These are all the slides actually for this session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because this time we had very little. So we go on to
Yeah.
the so maybe we can ask the participants to read the takeaways, because they will say Rajesh read everything and never gave any chance to us.
Sheila Didi, would you like to?
Yes, Bhaiya, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Shall I read the Sanskrit or shall I just read the...
Yeah. Read the Sanskrit and the English.
Tatra tajja ayushman bhavata yad vinishchatam unsa mekantatah shreyastannah sanchiturmahasi. Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So this is an iconic verse from Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran. You know, the very familiar verse, which is what we recall in many sessions. What is Bhagavad Dharma? Savai punsa paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokchaje ahaituki apratihata yayatma samprasidati. This is a precursor to that verse, where in the picture you can see 88,000 students of Sut Goswami. So in the dais is Sut Goswami, and in the audience is Shaunakadik Rishi. 88,000 rishis. They were living in the forest of Namisaranya. Some people tell me it is close to Kanpur or Lucknow in the modern UP. So there, this assembly used to take place, and those 88,000 students were learning from Shaunak Rishi. And these Saunakadik rishis are hearing the Bhagavad Mahapuran from Sut Goswami, who is such an elevated preacher. So what is Sut Goswami telling them? The question from the audience was, this Kali Yuga is so difficult an age, and we are all familiar that in Kali Yuga you cannot trust anyone. There is so much of fear, there is so much of frustration, there is so much of anger, lust, greed, etc. We are all suffering from it. You know, the six lieutenant, the Kam, Krodh, Mad, Moh, Lobh, Matsar. No matter how much we try, these just don't go away. So this age is so difficult, so pernicious. What is the mitigation? The question is raised by these rishis. That is what they say. Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. So that's a That's the beautiful verse. Let's read the next takeaway verse. Yeah, anyone?
Shall I continue, Bhaiya, or does anyone else want to do
No,
it?
we give chance to others if there is any
Sure.
other one.
Sure,
Otherwise,
sure.
you can read.
Course.
Yeah, yeah.
Lalita Didi.
It's Ananya, Bhaiya. It's not Lalita.
Okay.
Didi.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay.
I didn't know how to change my name, that's why.
Yeah, no problem. Please go ahead and read the Sanskrit and then the translation.
I can only read the translation.
So,
Okay.
Sheila ji or
What
you
about
can read the
Smita
Sanskrit.
Didi? Smita Didi, can you read this Sanskrit?
Radhe Radhe Didi. Just 1 minute, Didi, please. I will wear my specs.
Sure.
The Sanskrit one wanted, Didi? I'm not very
You can
good,
read.
but yeah.
Yeah, just try.
स वै पुंसां परो धर्मो यतो भक्तिर्धोक्षजे अहैतुकी क्या प्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति.
That is wonderful. Excellent.
Translation.
So, Ananya,
Somebody else want to read the translation?
Ananya wanted to read the translation, but you can also read, and Ananya can also read.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya. The supreme occupation, dharma, for all the humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much. Ananya?
Should I read the translation again?
Yeah.
The supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendent Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you so much. So I was mentioning about this. I would say this is one of the most iconic verses of Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Every Bhagavad preacher talks about this. Sri Maharaji would talk about it also very prominently. Savai punsa paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhokchaje. So what is the advice of Sut Goswami to the audience, to the questioners, to the people, to the students? You have to do bhakti. You want to get rid of kam, krodh, lobh, mad, moh, matsar. You want to top in your class. You want to be the best cricketer. You want to do whatever. You have to do bhakti if you really want to do it well. Otherwise, you may become a cricketer, but then you will not have the real satisfaction. You may become a great singer, but you will not have the real satisfaction. The idea is that you have to uh, do it with bhakti. Everything should be tinged with devotion. So what are the conditions which Sud Goswami is specifying? So he says there are 3 conditions of bhakti. First thing is the bhakti has to be ananya, not anya. If you have believed in the Lord, believe only in the Lord. Not even you have the doubt Krishna is less or Shiva is more or Ram is less or Parshuram is more. Don't have this gradation. The Lord is one. Sita is different and Lakshmi is different. So you have to have Ananya Bhakti. God is one, Ananya Bhakti. And you cannot go to another monument and say, oh, this is the one which will please all. This is what we do. We go to, oh, you went to this city, go to this place. You go there, the Lord will fulfill all your wishes. This is what we have been doing from time immemorial. We were not Ananya. Not only we keep shifting our allegiance, sometimes we are worshipping some devata, sometimes Navagraha, sometimes X, Y, Z. We never had the the restful attitude that we should worship one God. Every God is the same, and the God is seated in our heart. No need to go to a temple also. So that is one. And the second is it should be uninterrupted. You cannot say, I follow brahmacharya. I follow brahmacharya for 364 days. Only on one day, 365 days, I become non-brahmachari. If we lose our brahmacharya on one day, we have lost brahmacharya. Similarly, somebody says, I am a satyavadi. I speak truth all the time. But all the time means not even once we can speak untruth. If we have spoken untruth even for a day, we cannot call ourselves Satyavadi. So same thing goes for the Ahaituki. It has to be interrupted. If you are doing Ananya Bhakti, it cannot have doubt that one day we have started doubting. Did we ever doubt for our material father that this is not my father, this is not my mother? So everyone is considering this is my father from the childhood till eternity. Now, this is my father. We never have doubts, but with God, we don't have such sentiments. And the third condition is the bhakti should be a haituki. There should not be a material contamination. That, you do this to me, oh Lord, I will give you a savasar laddu. That is business. It should be niskam. So, nishkamta, nirantarta, and ananyata, these are the three pillars of bhakti. So, with that, we have come to an end for the session. Now we can open up for discussions. Over to Yatinji.
Radhe Radhe Bhaiya. Me. Okay. Yeah, great session, as always, and so much knowledge actually you have regarding, like, the content was like not much as per the Bhagavatam Mahapuran from them, but the preface, prelude, you said the things before, and that the key takeaways actually. So the sentiments there, and as you said, like, in every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran and in every verse of Gita, the message is actually very simple, that you attach yourself to God, and selfless devotion and do bhakti. And just now you said, like, so I mean, there are many verses, thousands of verses, but if you go deep, then uh, it is like very simple. The message is very simple and very simple to understand and follow. So yeah, I mean, it's keep
Thank you so much.
it's good to be keeping revised again and again on these things.
Wonderful, wonderful. You are calling from Germany, Yatinji?
Yes, from Munich,
Wow,
Germany. Yeah.
Munich. Wow. So if you come across the soul of Hitler wandering somewhere about teaching some Bhagavad Gita, okay, to classify his
Yes,
soul.
yes, sure. I mean, I would like to, like, I just started recently. I mean, living in Munich for a long time, but like started doing and participating and following recently. So it's all new to me. But I have been to Poland, the Radha Govind temple in Poland, Krakow, there.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah. So
So that's I mean Maharaji's temple in
Maharaji's
Poland.
temple, yes. The
Wow. In
Maharaji's temple
Poland.
in Poland, yes, is the official
Wow.
JKP temple, yes.
Okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Okay.
also didn't know about it. And many people who are living actually in Europe didn't know about it. And it is there for at least past through 2 or 3 years. And there are things events happening like in the coming in August. There's Janmashtami. The Didi ji is coming. I don't remember the name exactly. And I mean 2 or 3 pracharaks are associated, and they actually usually come like 3 or 4 times a year to do the
So,
sadhana weekly and everything. Yeah. So
so
uh,
is there a devotee satsangi group in Munich or
uh,
elsewhere in Germany?
I haven't found it yet.
Okay.
Maybe I have to create one and
Yeah, so
start.
you have this mission from Sri
Yeah.
Maharaj Ji and
Yeah.
Swami Mukundanand Ji and others
Yeah.
that you can become the vehicle to create a group. But
Right.
Bhagavad Gita is very clear about it. Only if there is a willing recipient.
Right.
Bhagavad
Right.
Gita is Sri Krishna is directly telling after 1866, he says, Idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na chasu srushve vachyam na cha mam yobhya suyati. There has never been someone who is as dear to me as somebody who preaches Bhagavad Gita to others. This is what Sri Krishna says. Today also there is no such person. In past also there was no one. In future also there will be no one. He loves so much those who preach his mission. But he is warning. Don't preach this to someone who is not austere, who is not into bhakti, into starting a bhakti, and definitely not to those who are envious of me. So if somebody is thinking Krishna is boasting and he is bragging and he is telling that I am the greatest and all, this is he doesn't accept. So he is envying Sri Krishna. So don't preach ever to such a person. Other categories, okay, you can make a mistake and preach once or twice, but these categories Sri Krishna says complete no. Those who are envious. So there is so much of science behind all these. So thank you so much. Now we open up and we would request participants to share their feedback or share some of the points.
And thank you, Rajesh ji, once again. Such a beautiful session. Ever so grateful. That's all I'd like to say today. Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you very much.
राधे राधे भैया।
Radhe
आ,
Radhe.
आप अपने रेगुलर अवतार में आज नहीं दिखे मुझे, लेकिन आप पर ये सफेद ड्रेस भी बहुत ही सुंदर लग रहा है और आप बहुत अच्छे लग रहे हो। और आई डोंट नो क्यों ये पीला वस्त्र पहनकर ही भगवान का नाम लेना या पाठ करना क्यों जरूरी है, मुझे ज्यादा पता नहीं है, लेकिन कृष्ण जी को पीला प्रिय था तो शायद इसलिए लोग वो केसरिया पीला धारण करते हैं, वस्त्र जो पीताम्बर उनका है वो उस रंग का है। लेकिन ये जरूरी तो नहीं कि आदमी उन्हीं का वही ड्रेस हमेशा पहने और तभी वो उनका बहुत बड़ा भक्त हो सकता है। मेरी समझ से आप किसी भी तरह का वस्त्र पहनो लेकिन उनके प्रेम में डूबे रहो, वो सबसे बड़ी बात है। तो
देखिए
ये
मेरा पीला वस्त्र भी है। मेरी जो पाजामा है वो गेरुआ वस्त्र वाली पाजामा है। तो हुआ क्या कि मैं कल बैंगलोर से आया, कल सिंगापुर से बैंगलोर आया, तो यहाँ पर एक रूम का ताला वो बंद है, वो चाबी मेरे पास नहीं, उसी में मेरा पीताम्बर और ये मतलब राधे श्यामी वगैरह है। तो
जी
इट इज सच ए कोइंसिडेंस, समटाइम्स आई ब्रिंग एन एक्स्ट्रा राधे श्यामी बट दिस टाइम आई कुड नॉट, सो एंड
कोई बात नहीं भैया।
anyway it's a long story. Yeah.
हाँ, आप बहुत अच्छे दिख रहे हो इसमें भी। और दूसरी बात जो अभी जस्ट आप लोगों ने जिस पर जो वार्तालाप आपकी खत्म हुई कि भगवान ने कहा है कि अगर किसी को मुझ में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है या मुझसे द्वेष रखता है या कंपटीशन रखता है तो उसको ये चीजें सुनाने की भी जरूरत नहीं है। तो इसी संदर्भ में मुझे क्या एक भावना आती है बार बार कि ये कुछ इस तरह की बात हुई कि जैसे जिस चीज से या जिस व्यक्ति से आपको एक बार लगाव हो जाता है तो आपका ध्यान अनायास ही वहीं पे केंद्रित होता है। सेम वही चीज भागवतम में है। जिसको इसके बारे में कुछ भी पता नहीं है, जिसको इसका कोई भी लेस मात्र ध्यान नहीं है, उसका इसमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं आता। लेकिन जिस क्षण जिस मोमेंट में उसको एक बार ये चीज भा जाता है, उसका मन फिर इससे विमुख होना भी उतना ही मुश्किल है। तो ये वही चीज है कि एक बार अगर किसी चीज से आपको प्रेम हो गया तो वो प्रेम आजीवन बना रहता है। तो वो चीज है यहाँ भगवान की भक्ति में। एक बार भी आपका झुकाव हुआ नहीं कि खुद ब खुद आप भगवान के और करीब आकर्षित होते चले जाते हो। और दूसरी चीज ये भैया कि हर आदमी हर समय उनका समय नहीं रहता। जैसे हो सकता है कि आज हमारे एज ग्रुप के लोग इसमें जो जुड़े हैं, हमसे कुछ छोटे लोग जुड़े हैं, कुछ बड़े लोग भी जुड़े हुए हैं। तो हर किसी का अपना टाइम है कि उसका वो क्षण जब आएगा तभी वो भागवतम ग्रुप में या किसी भी भगवान के मंदिर में या कहीं भी वो उसका मानसिक लगाव हो पाएगा। अदरवाइज आप लाख किसी को प्रेरित करते रहो कि तुम आ जाओ यहाँ या तुम सुन लो यहाँ, हम नहीं कर सकते वो चीज। ये बिल्कुल कहते हैं ना कि जैसे भगवान का जब वो संयोग उसको मिलेगा भगवान के यहाँ से, उसको वो मानसिक चिट्ठी जो होगी आएगी तभी वो जुड़ भी सकता है शायद। तो वो कृपा हर किसी पे नहीं बरसती एक ही समय में, सब अलग अलग समय है सबके लिए। तो वही चीज मुझे लगता है कि हम जबरदस्ती किसी को इससे ना जोड़ सकते हैं ना इससे विमुख कर सकते हैं। राधे राधे भैया।
राधे राधे, बहुत अच्छा कहा आपने। तो जैसे मेरी जब यात्रा शुरू हुई भगवान की तरफ आज से 25-30 साल पहले, तो शुरू में बड़ा एक एक्साइटमेंट रहता है और कई लोगों को मैंने जबरदस्ती सुनाने की कोशिश की और आई थिंक हर केस में वो बैकफायर करता है और फिर बाद में आपको पता चलता है अरे इससे तो नुकसान हुआ। तो इतनी सुंदर बात भगवान ने बता दी है कि इदम ते ना तपस्काय, जिसमें तप की कमी हो, ना भक्ताय कदाचन, वो बिल्कुल भक्ति में बिल्कुल उसको इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है। न च न चासु शुष्वे वाच्यम, वो मेरी बात सुनना नहीं चाहता है। जैसे कभी-कभी होता था कि अपना अपना ऑफिस में किसी के केबिन में गए या किसी के क्यूबिकल में गए और थोड़ी बात कहने लगे, तो कभी-कभी तो लोग थोड़े ओपनली बोल देते हैं कि फिर आप शुरू हो गए, यू नो। तो
जी
वैसे बहुत सारे केसेस हुए। या कभी-कभी पीछे पता चलता है कि बोला कि ये फिर हमें मेरा सर खाने आ गया, वो किसी तीसरे से पता चलता है। तो ये सब का हमको एहसास हो जाना चाहिए और भगवान की कृपा से सब एहसास हो जाता है, तो आप खुद ही नहीं चाहेंगे कि जहाँ पे कोई इच्छुक न हो। तो सो न चासु श्रुस्वे वाच्यम, जिसको सुनने की इच्छा न हो उसको कृष्ण, उसको अर्जुन ये भगवत गीता मत बतलाना। और न च माम योभ्य सुएति, और उसको तो बतलाना ही मत जो मुझसे द्वेष करता हो, ईर्ष्या करता हो। इतना सुंदर तो सब कुछ भगवान ने सब कुछ का खुलासा कर दिया, कच्चा चिट्ठा खोल दिया। विजय भैया बहुत खामोश हैं आज।
शायद भैया मैं वही चीज थोड़ा सोच रहा था कि फर्स्ट टाइम वी शुड अटेम्प्ट राइट, क्योंकि हम लोग को पता नहीं है कि उसका क्या भाव है और हम लोग
हाँ,
वेट वेट भी नहीं कर सकते हैं कि हाँ भगवान कृपा करेंगे तो सब होगा। तो कभी कभी क्योंकि चांस तो सबको मिल रहा है, तो कृपा तो हो ही रही है, लेकिन कभी कभी वाका मतलब हम लोग समझ नहीं पाते हैं और कोशिश नहीं करते हैं, और जैसे भी बोला जाता है कि अगर आप पहले एक स्टेप लो तब जाके भगवान लेंगे।
बिल्कुल। और
तो
मेरा तो ये मानना है कि अगर हम सिर्फ अपने ऊपर ध्यान दें,
जी भैया।
अरे भाई हमारे अंदर अभी इतनी डिफेक्ट्स है, काम क्रोध लोभ मद मत्सर का भंडार पड़ा हुआ है, क्यों ना मैं उसको पहले उस पर कंसंट्रेट करूं, फिर मैजिक अपने आप होने लगता है। मतलब अब
जी
काम क्रोध लोभ मद मत्सर कोई भी नहीं हटा सकता है, माया का विकार है ये बहुत स्ट्रांग है। लेकिन भक्ति कर सकते हैं हम। क्रोध हो रहा है लेकिन हम भक्ति करें, भगवान में हमारी साधना बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, वो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो अगर हम भगवान
जी
में साधना बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और गिरकर उठ रहे हैं, गिरकर उठ रहे हैं, सबसे बढ़िया एडवर्टाइजमेंट वही है। आपको लोग वॉच कर रहे हैं, आप देखेंगे कि परिवार वाले जो आपसे अब नफरत करने लगे हैं एक तरह से, उनका भी एटीट्यूड बदलेगा। हमसे गलती क्या होती है कि अपना हम कल्याण, अपनी इम्प्रूवमेंट्स कम करते हैं और दूसरों का इम्प्रूवमेंट्स में चले जाते हैं। अरे भाई, पहले हम में ही तो इतना काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मद, मह, मत्सर और इरिटेशन है। हर बात में हम गुस्सा हो जाते हैं, हर बात हमें अप्रिय लगती है, हमारी टॉलरेंस इतनी कम है, ह्यूमिलिटी इतनी कम है, और दूसरों को हम ये ज्ञान देने लगते हैं। So at least now I'm thinking I should just focus on my own behavior on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. And I'm trying, so this will be a great thing to watch. आप दोस्तों के साथ बैठे हैं, एक एक वर्ड को वॉच करते हैं कि कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं बोले, फिर देखिए कैसा मैजिक होता है। मुझे ऐसा लगता है, आप लोग मुझसे
आप
ज्यादा
ठीक कह रहे हैं, आप एकदम ठीक कह रहे हैं राजेश जी। बिकॉज महाराज जी भी यही कहते हैं कि पहले खुद को तो सुधार लो, फिर किसी और को कहने जाओ। तो मैंने भी ये एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था, अभी रिसेंटली कर भी रही हूँ जैसे आप कर रहे हैं। तो मेरा भी यही है नतीजा, जितना कम बोलो, चुप रहो, मौन रहो, उससे आप ना देखेंगे कि सारे रास्ते धीरे धीरे खुल रहे हैं। जो ही मुंह खोला नहीं, कुछ एडवाइस दी नहीं, चाहे किसी ने मांगी हो, फिर भी बोले कि यू नो बेस्ट, ऐसे ही करके छोड़ दो, अनलेस कि वो आपके पीछे ही पड़ गए हो।
इतना बढ़िया आपने बोला। जैसे कोई मैं आचार्य रजनीश का फॉलोअर नहीं हूं, लेकिन उनकी कुछ बातें इतनी अच्छी हैं। जैसे वो कहते हैं कि सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है कि हम ज्यादा खाते हैं और ज्यादा बोलते हैं। एक दिन अपने भोजन को कंट्रोल कर देखो, और एक दिन अपने मौन को कंट्रोल कर देखो, कितना पूरे दिन भर मौन रहते हैं। लेट अस डू इट, आज ही करते हैं हम लोग सब कोई मिलकर। आज अभी से मैं आप लोगों को एक वचन देता हूँ, मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि मौन रहूं आज से अभी रात तक। और अभी बैंगलोर आया हूँ, इतने लोगों से मिलना है, इतनी सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज है कन्फ्लिक्ट्स की, इसकी उसकी। आज मैं एक्सपेरिमेंट करूंगा मौन का। और फिर भोजन का बढ़िया हुआ, क्योंकि बहुत जगह से था कि मेरे यहाँ रुको, यहाँ रुको, वहां रुको। मेरा भी एक छोटा सा घर है और एक घर बन रहा है, तो उसमें मैं रुका, इसीलिए वो पीताम्बर वगैरह का इश्यू हुआ, वहां पे वो नहीं था। तो फूड पे कंट्रोल हो गया अभी तक। तो सुबह से मैंने थोड़ी नट्स खाई और फ्रूट्स खाया। और वही मैंने एक पिक्चर भी भेजा था कि देखो, बैंगलोर में आकर मैं सुबह जाकर ये फ्रूट्स खरीदा, राइट। अब इसमें आपको केला के बनानास, जामुन, पपीता, आम, तीन बड़े बड़े आम, नींबू, ये सब इतने चीज मैंने 500 रुपए में खरीदे। 8 सिंगापुर डॉलर्स, $6 US। तो इट्स अ पैराडाइज, नो। तो इसको एंजॉय करो और फ्रूट्स खाओ, नट्स खाओ, और इडली खाओ थोड़ा। तो बहुत कुछ, चैरिटी बिगिंस एट होम। वी हैव टू डू लिटिल थिंग्स। वो जापान में वो है ना, हारा हाचिबू, काई काइजेन, राइट, काइजेन, देन इकिगाई, वो 5-6 नियम है उनके। उसमें एक ये भी है कि 80% ही पेट भरो, 20% एम्प्टी रखो, हारा हाचिबू। दूसरा है कि पूरे अपने अचीवमेंट को एक दिन में पूरा करने की कोशिश मत करो कि 1 महीना में सब कुछ हो जाएगा। थोड़ा थोड़ा करके करो, बेबी स्टेप लो। तीसरा है कि अपने जीवन का पर्पस समझो कि हमें तो भगवान को प्राप्त करना है। जितनी जल्दी हो सके हम दौड़ के जाएंगे। मिले नहीं वो बात अलग है, बट हम प्रयास करेंगे। तो काइजेन, हारा हाचिबू, देन इकिगाई, ये 6 उनके बड़े टॉप के नियम हैं। उसके ऊपर मैंने एक वीडियो भी बनाई है, मेरे चैनल पे है।
वेरी गुड भैया। ये वाले ये जो नियम है, ये पतंजलि योग सूत्र में भी यही नियम है।
सब जगह है,
जी
सब जगह। मतलब इट्स कॉमन सेंसिकल। आप
बहुत।
इतने हेमा मालिनी की तरह वो शोले फिल्म में आप बात करते हो और आप चाहते हो कि भगवत प्राप्ति हो जाए। वो था ना कि यूं तो मुझे बात करने की आदत है नहीं, वो हर बात में बोलती है और बोलती चली जाती है। तो वैसे हम लोग हो गए।
जी
हम लोग बसंती से बहुत आगे निकल गए।
थैंक यू।
और म्यूजिक इज अमेजिंग। अब आज का ये सेशन एकदम ऐसा होता जा रहा है, लेकिन म्यूजिक का एक लास्ट में 1 मिनट बतलाता हूँ कि जो मुझे आनंद अब आने लगा है कि म्यूजिक में थोड़ा मैं हिंदुस्तानी क्लासिकल सीखता रहा हूँ बहुत, एज अ वेरी पुअर स्टूडेंट कई सालों से सीखता हूँ, बट वेरी स्लो स्पीड। बट जस्ट इमेजिन, जैसे एक राग है, राग मालकॉन्स, आप लोग में से जो म्यूजिक जानते हैं उनको पता होगा। तो राग मालकॉन्स इज नॉट अ संपूर्ण राग, इट इज एन ऑर्डब राग, यू नो, पेंटोटोनिक, मतलब उसमें 5 ही स्वर हैं, 2 स्वर वर्जित हैं। तो उसका जो आरोह अवरोह है ऐसा कुछ है, यू नो, नी सा ग म धा नी सा, सा नी धा म ग म ग सा, तुम ताना नाना दे रे नाना तक तुम रे तारे दानी, ताना नाना दे रे नाना तादा रे तारे दानी, कोयलिया बोले अम्बुआ डार पर, कोयलिया बोले अम्बुआ डार पर, रुत बसंत की, रुत बसंत को देत संदेश बा, रुत बसंत को देत संदेश बा, कोयलिया बोले अम्बुआ डार पर। एक मैं छोटा सा क्लिप सुना रहा हूं,
बहुत
बट
सुंदर।
नाउ नाउ अगर आप इसको भक्ति से जोड़कर गाएंगे और सीखेंगे, जैसे मैंने थोड़ा सा आरोह अवरोह गाया, मैंने तराना गाने की कोशिश की और एक बंदिश गाया कोयलिया, माय गॉड, द इफेक्ट इज माइंड बॉगलिंग। इसलिए म्यूजिक में मैं सबको बोलता हूं, अपने मित्रों को, कि सब लोग हम लोग मिलकर म्यूजिक सीखते हैं। जी, आपको स्मिता जी ने कुछ कहा कि उन्हें अच्छा लगा।
भैया, तो आज आप मौन व्रत में हो, तो रामायण वाले ये में नहीं आ रहे हो आप?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, मौन व्रत में नहीं हूं मैं, टेंडेंसी की बात कर रहा हूं कि बोलने की जो कोशिश रहती है ना कि हर जगह अपनी बात रखूं, वो उस पे कंट्रोल की बात कर रहा हूं, मौन व्रत नहीं है।
ओके ओके, ठीक है भैया।
हाँ, तो रामायण से सेशन होंगे।
ओके, एक रामायण वाली चौपाई अभी गा सकते हैं क्या? टाइम है?
बिल्कुल गा सकते हैं।
गाइए भैया।
जैसे, बिनु हरि कथा सुनी नहीं काना, श्रवण रंध्र अहि भवन समाना, मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी, द्रबहु सो दशरथ अजीर बिहारी, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्रवण रंध्र अहि भवन समाना, बिनु हरि कथा सुनी नहीं काना। जिन कानों ने हरि की कथा नहीं सुनी, भगवान की कथा नहीं सुनी, उसके कान कान नहीं है, सांप के बिल के समान है। इतना कठोर शब्दों में तुलसीदास जी ने बताया, ये तो आपने सुना होगा। जो भगवान का भजन नहीं किया, उसके जो जीव हैं वो मेढक की तरह है, टर्टर 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 करते रहते हैं। बहुत सुंदर ये है। जी स्मिता जी। ओके,
भैया,
थैंक यू वेरी मच। बोलिए श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार
कार
की
की
जय,
जय,
श्रीमद युगल सरकार
कार
की
की
जय,
जय।
जय जय श्री
श्री
राम,
राम,
जय जय
जय
श्री
श्री
राधे,
राधे,
जय जय
जय
श्री
श्री
राधे।
राधे। राधे राधे।
राधे
राधे
राधे।
राधे।
राधे राधे।
राधे। यतिन भैया, आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है, ये जो
जी।
ललिता है ना, इसका नाम अनन्या है। ये कंप्यूटर से ज्वाइन किया है इसने, तो इसका
अच्छा।
मैसेज आया था कि इसको नाम बदलना नहीं आता। तो
ओके।
क्या आप उसको हेल्प कर सकेंगे कि कंप्यूटर में नाम कैसे चेंज करना है, प्लीज?
या ओके ओके, आई कैन।
थैंक यू।
ओके।
राधे राधे राजेश जी,
राधे
राधे राधे एवरीवन।
राधे राधे।